What's up, everybody? This is Mike here at Row Comics, and this is the final new comic book stream for February. And of course, we couldn't make it out of this month with yet another snowstorm. In this case, it was a blizzard, and it's actually pretty cool. But anyways, I've been driving myself crazy trying to figure out how to multi-stream this, because right now it says that I'm streaming to Instagram and YouTube, and I really don't think so. Well, actually, I shouldn't say Instagram and YouTube vertical, not horizontal. Horizontal, I know I am because I can see it here. But there's this thing on YouTube where you can dual stream, where you can stream to both horizontal and vertical. And I've been trying to get it to work, but it doesn't, and it's been a pain in the ass. As well as, because of the aforementioned blizzard, the delivery of the books was delayed by a day, and I didn't get to look at all of them. Especially the Marvel stuff I literally just got today. So there's a lot of things. Hopefully, we'll be able to go through it together. But hopefully I'll be able to know what books are canceled. Well, not canceled. Ended, I should say. And what books are ongoing. Because that seems to be a thing. Anyways, enough. You don't care about that. All you care about are these things. The books. The new comic books of the week. We begin with Absolute Martian Manhunter number 9. And looking at this, it does look a little too big. Let me, where is it? There we go. This, just shrink it a little bit. As far as TikTok is concerned, sorry. Wow, that was kind of big. That was really big. There we go. Oops, no. Okay. I don't know, man. OBS. I love OBS as far as using it for streaming, because I don't like Streamlabs being beholden to like the pre-existing templates and stuff like that. I like, making it look the way I want to make it look, and OBS is the thing that allows you to do that. But like, I don't know, sometimes it glitches. Actually, a lot of times it glitches. But you know what? It's like I used to say when I used to play GTA 4 and Modern Warfare 2 on the PS3. Sometimes it would happen where the servers would go down, so we wouldn't be able to play GTA Online. It means we would have to be stuck playing the actual game, which was terrible. I mean, just want to, get online and play. But there would be people that I would play with that would bitch and moan about, the servers being down. I'm like, look, are you paying for this? Outside of the internet access, obviously. But are you paying for this server to get on? And they'd be like, no. And I'm like, well, we're getting what we paid for, so if it's up, it's up. If it's down, well, it's unfortunate, but you're not losing anything, so quit your bitching, But I guess that is the human conditioning, like bitching about things. So I will stop, and we will start talking about Absolute Martian Manhunter. This is issue number 9, which means that there are 10, 11, 12, 3 issues to go. I had to do the math in my head. And Dennis Camp came out, and I guess people were criticizing him because they were trying to say that the Bleeding Hearts book was one of the reasons why Absolute Martian Manhunter is ending with issue number 12. But he came out and said, hey, no, that's not the reason, and there will be another announcement concerning a book. Perhaps an absolute book? We will see. Patience. Patience. Here we have Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 17. All is right with the world. Hayden Sherman is doing the book, and Kelly Thompson's writing it. And yeah, it takes actually, there's a bracelet there. No, that is part of her outfit. I don't think that's the little bombs in their neck, because that is Giganta and the Suicide Squad are perhaps in this book. Here we have a Dare Chu variant. And then we have what eventually became the thumbnail by Mateo. Let me see. Hold on. I don't have it on the screen. So I don't even know if I'm up and streaming. Oh, there we go. Hey, whoops. Yeah, because for some reason, YouTube, I don't know why, it doesn't, I don't know. It just does things that I think actually cuts into the viewership. But that's just me. What's up, Hosea? How's it going, my friend? So, here we have Batman, Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller. What was this, 97, 98? Sorry, 87. 87, 86? Somewhere between 86 and 88, or 89. Towards the tail end of the 80s. This is a great book. You should already own it. You should already have read it multiple times. But this book and Alan Moore's Watchmen are the two books that I blame for the eventual grim and grittiness of comic books. Not that they had to be like straight up like silly like they were in like the 60s, the 50s and the 60s, but this was kind of like how they said, actually after Deadpool came out, James Gunn put out a tweet saying that he hopes that Hollywood doesn't think that this means that every comic book movie needs to be violent and R-rated. And, well, we see where that went, because then Logan came out, and that their idea of edgy was having Professor X say the F word, you know, every other sentence or whatever, you know, so whatever. But yeah, this is one of the two books, this one and Watchmen, that I can think of. I'm sure there was one more, but it escapes me right now. But there's also this Frank Miller variant right here. And then we have this Jim Lee variant for Dark Knight. And I believe they are reprinting all 4 issues. So the issue number 2 was on the FOC for this week. Here's the foil version, which surprisingly looks like the main version right there, except it's in foil. Sorry, I'm messing with the microphone here because it's in my way. There we go. Okay. But yes, this is the foil version here. Here we have Detective Comics, issue 1106. Finishing up the Courage That Kills storyline. Tom Taylor, Michael Janin. And I gotta say, I do like this suit. I was talking with a customer about it last week, and looks good. Here we have End of Life number 1. This is a Vertigo book, the second one. Although technically, Nice House on the Left, or whatever that book that Tinian's putting out, I don't know if that's necessarily, that could be considered a Vertigo book. I mean, because it did exist before Vertigo came back, so, you know, but, so technically, I guess this could be the first true, actually, no, yeah, no, actually, no, Bleeding Hearts was, sorry, and then this one, what I'm trying to get at is this book was supposed to be here last week. It did come out last week, but for some reason I didn't get it, so I got it this week. But it is a good book. The art in here is really good, and the story is entertaining. It's about this assassin right here who you see on the cover, who's dumb. He's dumb. He's an idiot. But he's a really good assassin, and it's an amusing book. And I suggest you buy it. Not because it's, you know, I mean, obviously, if you're local, then yes, I am trying to get a sale, but I'm trying to get a sale because this book is entertaining. So, it's different. It's different. Trust me. Here we have The Flash, number 30. And I think this might be the final DCKO tie-in. And Bart is here. And I did thumb through this, but I I can't say one way or the other. I can tell you Mark Waid and Chris Cantwell's writing it, and Georgiev is doing the art. The art was pretty good. I don't know how the story is. I didn't read it. But if you like The Flash, go grab it. This one is by Jeremy Adams. And Montos is doing the art in here. And Monaco is not doing it for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of his work on, their work on, I don't know if it's he or she, but their work on DCKO. But Montos' art in here is really good. I don't know, let me see, I don't know if they did the cover. No, and Monaco did it. So, there we go. I'd rather see this, to be honest with you, but Montos, his art is good. Their art is good. And the story was pretty good too. It's funny because, as you can see, there might be a significant event occurring in here, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. This may or may not be in the book. Because I know there's people that have a problem with the cover art not being representative of what's inside the book. But me, I don't mind it, you know. But I can tell you that Carol, Star Sapphire right there, is in this issue. I'll at least say that. Here we have Justice League Unlimited, issue number 16. I do believe this is the final part of the Terrific 10 storyline here. It does say part 5. Usually they do 6-issue arcs, but I don't know. Hosea said, I'm enjoying the Prince-like drum beat in the background. Hosea, spoiler alert, this is Prince. I am a member of a community, Prince community, and somebody, for some reason, I don't know why people do the things they do because, you know, sometimes they just want to do them. But somebody went through his entire catalog and AI'd all of his vocals out of there. And Prince, for the most part, didn't really release instrumentals. I mean, he did a God instrumental for the during the Purple Rain era, but it was a completely different song. It wasn't like he did a song called God, which was a B-side. In fact, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was the B-side to Purple Rain, if I remember correctly, because I think Erotic City was Let's Go Crazy. Yeah, I think it was. Anyways, whatever. I think it was the B-side to Purple Rain, and it was called God. But then he did God Instrumental, which was not the instrumental version of the song God. It was the song that was featured in the movie Purple Rain when him and Apollonia were enjoying some alone time. So, they went through and they just AI'd all of his music and took the vocals out, and this is a snippet of that because, you know, it's Prince. Come on. And I really wish they would release instrumental versions of his songs because just hearing the music and the layers and everything that he does is just astounding. But anyways, so yes, this is When Doves Cry. But here we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2. This is the final issue, number 7. Number 7 of 7. They finally did put of 7 in there. Actually, I got this from, I think it was League of Comic Geeks. But yeah, this is it for now. And next up, Godzilla will be fighting Sonic. So, yeah. I don't know if that's a downgrade or an upgrade or whatever, but Godzilla's got a lot of issues that I think he needs to work through. And here is the Alan Qua, I think is how you say his last name, variant. Right here. Oh, and by the way, Hosea, is the background music too loud? Like, I don't want it to be loud. I don't want it to drown out or anything like that. Let me know. Okay. Here we have New History of the DC Universe, the Dakota Incident. Now, do I still have it here? I had it here. I had it here next to me. I read it. Damn it. I did have it. I did. Shoot. Here it is. Okay. So, apparently, I did not know this, but this book, for some reason, there was an individual on, I think it was Instagram or TikTok, that said that the book had been dropped on the DC app, and the pirate sites had it. Now, to be honest with you, I don't mess with those things. Digital to me is a non-issue, because there will always be, like, it will never be able to replace the tactile experience of actually holding a comic book and looking at the pages and seeing the art, the colors, everything like that. I don't care how HD your monitor is, whatever you're looking at, the digital copy through, it just pales in comparison. It's not even the same. It's not. So I don't even concern myself with that aspect, but they did say that it had dropped on the DC app, and then the pirate sites had it. And I did find it on one of the pirate sites. I think it was 3-4 days ago, maybe, or something like that. But there are people that are saying that, there are no, and this is true, there are no black lead books by DC. And it's been a while. There's actually a countdown that they have. I don't know exactly how many days it is, but I don't know as far as Milestone is concerned. What's up, Adam? How's it going, my friend? I don't know why they don't get their act together and drop more Milestone books, because Static's always been the one, okay, so you don't want to do Hardware. I mean, honestly, Hardware had a little more to him, but it's like Iron Man, and Iron Man bores the hell out of me. But Hardware, I mean, it's Iron Man, But as far as Icon, Rocket, Static, Blood Syndicate, like, I don't know why they're not doing anything with this. I truly don't. It's mind-boggling. I mean, I know, well, technically they are doing a Static Beyond with Batman Beyond. But they could be doing more. They should be doing more. Maybe they'll be part of the next wave of next level announcements, because they just announced, what was it, Firestorm and Barbara Gordon, and I think there was one other. No, maybe there wasn't. Maybe those were the next two. But, so yeah. And regardless, about the leaking and the dropping, to be honest with you, straight up, and even with pirating, like, music and stuff like Napster. Like, when Napster came out, everybody was like, oh my god, this is terrible. We're going to lose so much money. Now, here's how I feel about this. Not that anybody asked. But, if you are an artist, like, for instance, my number one is probably Prince, I'd say. Actually, it's not even probably. It is. It is. So, I'm a Prince fan. I will go out when he drops music, records, CDs, cassettes, whatever format, I will buy it. Whether I buy one, whether I buy all, it doesn't matter. He has my money, okay? Now, if Napster comes out and it shares his music and I download it and I don't buy any of his music and I was never a fan of his, he's not losing anything. Now, it's wrong that I have his music without paying for it. That's true. But if I wasn't going to spend my money on his music, he's not losing anything because there was no intent there. Now, I shouldn't be allowed to have his music, but he wasn't going to get my money to begin with. So the people that are going to go out and buy this, they were always going to go out and buy this. I don't know if you actually value Milestone, if you actually value the characters, Static, Icon, Rocket, Blood Syndicate, all of what was the other one, Zombie? You will go out and support the company, okay? You will put your money where your mouth is. That's how that is. So, I don't know if them dropping it on their app is going to cut into the sales, maybe the digital sales. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. All I know is every Wednesday I got people to come in here because they care about comics. They want to be entertained. They want to get away from all this nonsense in the world. And they do that by buying books. They like reading. They like the art. They like the color. Whatever it might be. And that's what it is. Digital will never replace it. So they could drop it. Let them drop it. But you know what? The real ones are going to come in. They're going to support. They're going to show up. And that's the bottom line. And I know that was all over the place, but it's annoying because it doesn't, to me, business-wise, it doesn't make sense. If they're spending money, they spent money for all of this art here, all of the art inside the book, why would they drop it? And then, as someone who sells their merchandise, sells their product, why would they try to undercut us by dropping it a week early? You know? To me, it doesn't make sense. But then again, we are in the dumbest, darkest timeline, so who knows? You know? Here we have Superman, issue number 35. The cover is by Dan Mora, who actually did 1, 2, 3. He did 3 covers this week, 3 different books. And this is written by Josh Williamson, and Eddie Barrows did the art. And Freya, I think, maybe? I do see another name on there. And there's also Sanchez, but I think Sanchez is either colorist or an inker. But this is yet another DCKO tie-in, and it leads into what's going to be happening, because I just got my invoice for next week, and I saw that KO, number 5, the final issue, will be out next week. So this is relevant. And as it says there, the end is nigh. And last but not least is, this was actually supposed to be the Vertigo title for the week. But since I'll be getting the book that I should have gotten last week, this week too, you'll have 2. But this is The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery. Now, I don't know who Ezra Kane is, and to be honest with you, I have not looked at this issue. I had no time. Chris Condon, though, wrote the words. Jacob Phillips did the art, and it's in issue number 1. So if that's your sort of thing, then I will have that for you tomorrow. Over to MCU. Get ready. Get ready. Amazing Spider-Man Venom. Death Spiral. Now, I don't know why it's not Amazing Spider-Man Venom Carnage, because Carnage is there. See? Left hand. But this is the crossover, which I think will be 9 parts, 10 parts, something like that. And this is the first part. And let me see what the... it doesn't tell me who did the art. I think this is Ed McGuinness. Let me see. Yes, Ed McGuinness. You see Venom's tongue right there? Right there. Right there. It's Ed McGuinness. Okay. And I believe he's also doing the art. But this is number 1. This isn't Amazing Spider-Man. This is Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral number 1. There's also this variant, which is the Dave Raposa Spider-Man variant. Then there is this McFarlane's Toy variant, which honestly, in person, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I guess, actually it is. I mean, they are trying to get something out of it. It looks better than the other toy variant I saw. Then we have this one here. This is by Scan. This is the Venom variant. And then we have this one here, which is the Stonehouse Carnage variant. See, Carnage is cool enough to get a variant, but you can't put his name in the title? I mean, if I cared about Carnage, this would piss me off, but it doesn't. And last but not least, we have this Iban Coelho 9-part, that's where I got the 9. 9-part connecting variant. And I believe it's going to be 3. So it's going to be 3 on top, 3 in the middle, 3 on the bottom. And that 9-part collage, they're going to be making a poster out of it too. So if you like that, you'll be able to get a 24 by 36 inch poster of it. Black Panther Intergalactic issue number 3. And if I remember correctly, I think this might be a 5-part deal. Let me see. I'm almost positive. See, the thing we have to, this is what we have to get. We have to be better. We have to check these facts before being outraged about things. Because I did see somebody going off. Oh, it might only be a 4-issue thing. Let's see. Well, League of Comic Geeks only has 4 issues, and the 4th one is in March, and I think the April solicits are already out, so I think it might only be 4 issues. But somebody got all bent out of shape about the Dan Slott book that's coming out that's tied into Spider-Man's Brand New Day thing, and they were going on. Now, I understand the intent, the partial intent of having somebody who is worth writing on Amazing Spider-Man, depending on the talent, because I don't have a problem with Joe Kelly, even though the whole Peter Parker in outer space thing, I mean, you know, whatever. But they got all bent out of shape about it, complaining about, you know, Spider-Man deserves better, blah, blah, blah. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I do disagree with the getting bent out of shape about it and bringing back an old writer as if that was a bad thing. Because Marvel's been doing this for the longest time now, where they revisit past events and situations like Planet Hulk and Maestro and the Spider-Man symbiote, and getting the people that were responsible for that era, like Peter David. Peter David did a bunch of the symbiote stuff, and then they had him doing some of the Maestro stuff. And you know what? If that gives Peter David work, rest in peace. But if that gave him work, then I'm all for it, you know? So this is the latest. But then it turned out he was going on as this was a new series, and this was Marvel, you know, revisiting that because they're bankrupt with the new ideas or whatever and the new writers. But it's only a 5-issue thing. They're only doing it for 5 issues. It's a miniseries. And these people make these videos where they get outraged about this stuff, and then it turns out that you got outraged for no reason because it's just a miniseries. And, you know, social media frustrates me, truly. You know what doesn't frustrate me, though? This. Daredevil issue number 183. This is a facsimile, and again, I will always say it. They facsimile everything except the price. This will probably be $3.99 or $4.99 instead of, I think, the 75 cents it was initially. But you know what? I mean, look at the art. And there's also, there will also be a foil version of this for you to buy. And I wish they could see, here's the original, and then here's the foil. I am actually switching between the two. But they do, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, this is coming out. I have nothing, I can't even remember what it was I was going to say, other than Hulk Smash Everything, issue number 3. And this is by Ryan North. And I don't know who's doing the art. But I can tell you that this cover is by Patrick Boutine. And then we have the Infernal Hulk, issue number 4. I did not read this. I can tell you that Philip Kennedy Johnson did the words. The art in here. Now, Nick Klein is good, but this issue is next level as far as he's concerned. I don't know why, but it is thoroughly, like, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And as you can see, you got the Warbound Planet Hulk there. You got Mr. Fix-It. You got, is that still Betty? I'm sure that's still Betty, that right back there. And I think, is that the Abomination up there? It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. And his art looks so good in this issue. I promise you. Promise you. This here is a Rio Andito, I think. Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. Hell's Kitchen variant. And then we have this Tony Daniel variant. Here we have Inglorious X-Force issue number 2. Continuing the Shadows of Tomorrow thingy. Whatever that might be. Here is the Stefano Caselli variant. And then we have this Fan Yang variant, which almost was a thumbnail. Almost. But I went with Wonder Woman instead. But I did like this. Iron Man 2 is up next. Madame Mask. They're trying to make her a thing. Hey, I'm fine with it. There's also, I think, is this... That looks like it could be Stegman's signature in the bottom right-hand side, but I can't tell. But I can tell you that this is David Nakayama, and this is what they're calling a color block red variant. And then we have this Scotty Young 4-part connecting variant. I mean, if he did a cover for all of the armors, it would probably be more than 4 parts. You know what? Hearing my voice in my head is really disturbing. There we go. Okay, much better. And then last but not least, we have this Ryan Stegman. This is Ryan Stegman variant. Williamson for the win. You know, I did thumb through this Yule. I didn't read it, but yes, I did enjoy issue number 1, and I am not an Iron Man fan, but I did enjoy this book. My friend Yule, he also owns a store. He is the counterpart. I am on the East Coast. He's got the West Coast covered. If you are ever... Fantastic Comics. Cali. I think it's San Francisco, right? No, Berkeley. No, somewhere around there. In California. Fantastic Comics. He'll be streaming later tonight. Around 11 o'clock, I believe. But yes, I do agree with you, Yule. Much better than Iron Man usually is for me. Here we have Null, number 1. This is a Mike Walsh second printing variant. If you were there, Berkeley, I was right. Eventually. Hey, Cali is like what? 20? The size of 20 Connecticut, so, you know, I at least was in the vicinity. Here we have Null, number 1, Mike Walsh, second printing. For those of you that bought the first printing, you do know that this was the foil variant. I think I still might have one of those left, maybe, in the foil section there. But this is, yeah. Why are they putting out the second printing when number 2 isn't out? Or actually, I'm not even... You know what? You hear me rant about this all the time. Moving on. Mortal Thor, number 7. Al Ewing and Pasquale Ferry did the art in here, and I did like his art in here. And again, since I got it today, I wasn't able to read it, so I don't know what's happening. But Ferry's art is good, and it's worth getting. Predator, Bloodshed, number 1. I think... I don't know. Wait, no, I can't even tell you who did this art. It's up there. I want to say... No. I don't want to say, because I could be wrong. I'm stalling for time because I'm going to look while I'm stuttering here. Ken Lashley. Ken Lashley did this particular cover here. And then there was this cover here. And this was by Dan Panosian. I like Lashley stuff, but I prefer Dan's cover in this instance. Sorry, Ken. Psylocke Ninja, issue number 2. Now, if you asked me, hey, Mike, Psylocke and Rogue are coming out the same week. Which book do you like better? Me saying Psylocke would be completely unexpected. But I do like the way that, I'm pretty sure it's Tim Seeley, is trying to reconcile the fact that Psylocke was at one time a British chick with pink hair. And I'm curious to see where it's going. Nico Leon, I believe, is the artist, and I dig the art. And yeah, not that I hate Psylocke or anything like that, because I don't. But I just never saw myself appreciating it, because the whole Betsy Braddock thing that we suffered through during the pandemic, and they continue to give her a book for some reason. I don't know why, when other characters were a little more deserving. That will always be a mystery to me, but here we are, and this is a good book, especially if you like her. We also have variants for this. This is the In-hyuk Lee versus Elektra variant, and then we have this Joshua Swaby variant, which also, I mean, any one of these could have been the thumbnail for the week, but yeah, I went with Wonder Woman. Punisher #1 is up next, and there are a couple covers. They did 1 or 2 variant covers for this. This is Benjamin Percy, and I don't know, I don't remember. I'm going to find out now who did the art, but I can tell you that the art's not bad. Jose Luis Suarez Pinto. Wow, that's a mouthful. He did the art, and it's not bad. He's a Brazilian comic artist, as according to League of Comic Geeks. And his art kind of looks a little real world-ish, like I'm trying to think, like Derek Robertson sorta, but not as cartoony, and I don't mean that in a negative way. But here's the couple of variants they got. This is Alex Maleev right here. This is Ario Anindito, the Hell's Kitchen variant. I was thinking about making this the thumbnail too, Mary Jane. Here we have the John Tyler Christopher Negative Space variant. This one also was a contender. And then this is the Philip Tan 1 in 25 variant. There's also this Ryan Stegman foil variant. And the NetEase Marvel Rivals variant. Oh, so yeah, you know what? You might have noticed that this week there was a lack of final cover may vary disclaimers on the covers. That's because I literally went to Marvel.com and grabbed the covers from there, because Penguin Random House can't be bothered to replace the final cover may vary images with the final cover images. So, you know, come on guys, it's a small thing. It's a real small thing. And you know what? Not for nothing, I emailed the DC guy, the one that sends us a newsletter every week at the end of the week, usually on Thursday or Fridays. And what they do is they give us a link to download the FOC images and the books that are coming out next week. And they're all in one handy dandy zip file. It's amazing. It's a little thing that's just annoying. It's just so annoying that... okay, whatever. You guys don't care about that. You just want to see the things. So I'm going to keep going and show you the very last. I mean, this is cover number 8 right here. This is the final variant, and it's by Adam Ross, and it's called the, as you see on the bottom there, the Marvel Television variant, which was also a contender for the thumbnail this week, but I went with Wonder Woman. Cover not final. Let me tell you, this is the final cover. What isn't final is I don't think it has the Daredevil Born Again logo on the top. But here we have Rogue, issue number 2. The art inside doesn't look bad. I do like the outfits they have her in, but I was not impressed with any of the covers for this issue. I usually like David Nakayama, but this, to me, just seems... I don't know. I'm going to be too critical of it. Here we have a Marco Ferrari variant. This is the 1 in 25 variant. Then we have this cover here. Oh, sorry, my bad. This is Carmen Carnero. This one is by Marco. And actually this one I did like, but they made this one the 1 in 25. And then last but not least, this Yasmin Putri variant, which I really, really, really wanted to use a thumbnail, but it just, I don't know. I think I'm too critical, at least when Rogue's concerned. I mean, at the very least, I should be grateful, because look, on these covers, well, I mean, with the extent, I mean, you do see pink here, but there are no cards, there's nothing glowing, there's no staff, there's no trench coat, there's nothing here. Like, if you saw this, you would see this and you would think, wow, Rogue is her own person. Her identity is not tied to a garbage character that resides in New Orleans, okay, who they try to force on her at every turn. In fact, I mean, said individual is, unfortunately, does make an appearance in this issue. But other than that, on the cover at least, it's just Rogue. And that's how it should be. Here we have Sorcerer Supreme, issue number 3. I don't know who did this cover, to be honest with you, but I do like it. Yeah, no, it's not Russell Dowderman. I don't know who, oh, you know what? I have the phone in front of me. Why am I straining to impress you with my knowledge? Cover artist, Leslie Lee. Okay. There we go. Yes. See? I do like this cover. And of course, I do like this cover too. This is David Nakayama. This is the color block red variant for Sorcerer Supreme. And then we have a Russell Dowderman variant right here. Up next, we have a Spider-Man and Wolverine issue number 10, cover by Carey Andrews. Unfortunately, this is the final issue of Spider-Man and Wolverine, and I'm sad to see it go. Number one, it sold really well at my store. And number two, the times that Carey Andrews was doing the art were really good. Also, I will tell you this. Gerardo Sandoval, I remember him doing Guardians 3000, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because the art was jagged. It was everything was pointy. Everything that he drew in that series, in whatever he was doing, it was too jagged for me. Here's a cover. He still has that pointedness, but it's a little more rounded, like here. And his art has, like, really improved. So, I mean, if they weren't going to have Carey Andrews, then this works for me. And it clearly worked for other people, too, because it sells. And they should really do another volume of this. Or, you know what? Maybe let it go past issue number 10. How about that? Regardless, this is the final issue. Grab it while you can. Carey Andrews did the cover. Sandoval did this cover, and he also does the interiors. Guggenheim did the words. Here we have The End 2099 issue number 3. Now, admittedly, not a fan of 2099 stuff, but I will say I was confused. Why were you confused, Mike? Well, because in this issue, they have Scott Summers and Jean Grey from the 616. Now, admittedly, again, not a fan, number one. Number two, I didn't read it, so I don't know how they show up, how they're in here, but they are. And this is a Ken Lashley variant. Or sorry, they're calling it the Ken Lashley Battle variant. And I like it. I like it. The cover. Here we have Ultimates number 21. Gotta say, I like the redesign for Luke Cage that they give him here. And the art in here is by Pere Perez, who also did this cover. And it's good. It sells. It's good. And we're heading towards the end for this title. So, makes sense, right? But I'm sure they're going to bring it back in some iteration. Some way. Sooner or later. Last but not least for this this week, Wiccan Witches Road issue number 3. I believe this is Lucas Vernick doing the cover here, and I think he also does the interiors. Let's see. What did that say? Oh. Yeah. Here we go. Wiccan. Wyatt Kennedy is the writer. Snow Flurries Tomorrow. Really? No. Andy Perea did the art. Oh yeah, Lucas Vernick did the cover. So there you go. And there's also, hey, we had a Scotty Young cover for the week. We also get a Peach Momoko variant. So I like it. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Now, something that I've been dealing with because of the whole distributor thing was not having Dynamite books. Thankfully, Universal is now carrying Dynamite, and I'm able to get the Disney books again. And that makes me happy because some of these books are really, really good. This one here is Maleficent. This cover is by Paulina Nuchot. I hope that's how you pronounce her name. If not, Paulina, I apologize. But this is her cover, cover A. Here is an Ellery variant. And this is issue number 5. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to get the previous 4 issues because I don't think Universal will be stocking those. But I think Universal in Canada might have them. There's a whole sordid story between Canada and here, and I don't want to get into it, and Image is involved too, and the less said about that the better, because I am on minute 46 of this stream, so we're just going to cut it there and move on to Ursula, who gets her own book. This is issue number 1, and this is Mirka Andolfo, who did this cover right here. There's also this Jay Lee variant, and the art inside this book is really good too. So if you are a Disney fan, if you are a fan of Little Mermaid, if you're a fan of Ursula, grab this book. Then there's also DuckTales, issue number 11. This is a cover by Ivan Bigarella, and I don't know who did, oh actually, there, it says right there, Montclair and Rhonda. Rhonda did the art, Montclair did the words. I don't think the other 2 issues, the other issues I had on there had that, so I won't go back, but I will leave it there. And then last but not least, for this week, Saturday Morning Adventures Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 34. This cover here is by Schoening. This is a connecting cover. And then there is this one here by Catalan. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this week's stream. This is everything that I'm getting here at my store, at my location. Your mileage may vary. Yule, who runs Fantastic Comics, will probably have different covers, and that's fine. Variety is the spice of life. But this is what I'm getting. If you are local and you've seen something you'd like me to put aside for you, so there's no chance of it selling out before you get here tomorrow, feel free to get in touch with me. Direct.me/RoComics is the way to do it. All the buttons are there, all the social medias that I'm on. Send me a message, and I will get back to you. If you want to do it the hard way, then you can go to Facebook. It's RoComics CT on Facebook, or RoComics at Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. And that is it. I'm done. Thanks to Yule, Adam, and Hosea for stopping by and letting me know that they were here in the chat. Thanks to the 5 individuals who liked the stream. I do appreciate that. Apparently that helps the stream, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Algorithm, whatever. Gets me seen. I've never been one for that. I was always the one that sat in the back of class. I was never the one in front. Couldn't stand it. When I was in college, for the limited amount of time I was in college, I took a public speaking class. That was that was terrible. It was terrible. And I took it in the morning. 2 things: public speaking, being in front of a crowd, and the morning, those things just, it doesn't work for me. And I did both of those things. I scheduled both of those things at the same time. Idiot. Anyways, that's it. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope the snow, apparently, that we're going to be getting tomorrow, allegedly, according to Yahoo. Let me confirm this, because regardless, even if we do get snow, it's going to be a non-factor. My place is 71%. Oh no, it's not. It's going to be a non-factor. Never mind. At least until Thursday. Well, even Thursday. Whatever. We're in New England, baby. Come on, we get 4 seasons. If you want one season, move to Florida or Texas or California. 4 seasons, man. All 4, as whatever God you believe in intended. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. I gotta put the stuff out on the shelves. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for whatever. Thanks for shopping. Thanks for shopping. That's the most important. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for keeping this medium alive, because we seem to be losing things, and let's keep this alive. All right. I'm doing my part. Thank you for doing yours. And have a great new comic book day. And as always, I do say this, nobody's ever done it yet, but if you happen to go out and buy things and you want to let me know what you got, feel free to comment. And who knows, I might start a conversation. In the meantime, have a great new comic book day. And I'm done.